How many teams right now wish they had DK7 on the roster? I'm going to tell you, when you look at DK7, he's 21 years old, right? Think of DK7. 21 years old, he leads the worst franchise in professional sports history, right? That's on his plate right now. His coach is a fucking moron who hates him. He's basically a man on an island. Think about it. 21 years old, right? Who's he got to look for? Who does he lean on for advice? Cody Kessler? A fucking scrub who's scared to even fucking take a hit at fucking the pro level? Kevin Hogan? None of these guys have won a game. Who does Deshone Kizer, who does he look to? No one. There is absolutely no one in Cleveland that DK7 can get help. I mean, Hugh Jackson hates him. Hugh Jackson wants him to be like, well, I told you so. He wants him to fail so. I told you so. He wants to bring McCarron in, but I'm going to tell you something. Thank God we got John Dorsey, because I can tell you, John Dorsey's a football man. And his football acronym is so high or crew, whatever the fuck word I'm looking for. There is no fucking way that he lets DK7 out that door. DK7 is the future quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. You know what it is? I love his size. I love his arm strength. And you know what I love about him? I love the fact that it was a stupid play, the last play of the game. But you're looking at a guy at backyard football. He's just trying to make a play. That's backyard football. He wants to win. He don't give a fuck. It's a play that in time he won't make, and I guarantee he won't do it again. But he don't give a fuck. Do you hear what his excuse was? He goes, if his arm doesn't get hit, you're striking the band up because touchdown. I love the kid. I really do. I love his attitude. I mean, he doesn't have a fan. There's not a fan in his, think about it. His owner, the guy who pays him and coach, were out there sucking A.J. McCarron's dick 3 weeks ago. This guy doesn't have a fan in the building, besides maybe Josh Gordon and the receivers. Oh, and by the way, his receivers, they can't catch nothing. It's not a coincidence that he starts looking like a great NFL, not good, great NFL quarterback with Josh Gordon and Corey Coleman, players that can catch the ball. Because if you look at the throws he makes, those are big-time throws. I mean, I'm looking at DK7. Jared Goff played horrible last year. Look at him this year. It's like a different quarterback. Because you know why? He's got a better coach. And Cleveland's going to get a better coach next year, and DK7's going to come a long way. So Cleveland has their quarterback in the future, as long as he doesn't get injured. And, I mean, they solved the problem. I can tell you right now, from looking at this kid, they have their solution. And John Dorsey knows that. Hugh Jackson doesn't want him. That's fine. Like I said, I think Hugh Jackson doesn't like him because he sees a fucking 6'4" African-American kid, and Hugh Jackson's a diminutive African-American guy. I really believe there's some jealousy, the animosity there. So if you're a Browns fan and you don't even think if you don't like Deshone Kizer and you're a Browns fan, you're a fucking stupid Ohio State fan, you just hate Notre Dame, or you're a racist. Because you certainly don't know football. Because if you know football, you'll know DK7 is a stud. He's a fucking stud. Yeah, there were some games when he looked lost, and I might have made videos on this and that, but that goes with the Browns are the worst franchise in professional sports history. This guy's trying to lead a franchise that has garbage receivers. Garbage! Oh, one thing about it real quick. Spencer Durango. Unbelievable. You don't even hear his name. It's like Joe taught me. You don't even need to draft a left tackle. Spencer Durango has filled in admirably. He really has. He really has. So I love what I'm going to go off. Come on, motherfucker, get out of my way. I love what the Browns are doing right now. Sashi Brown, I liked what he was doing, but you know what? They did need listen, I like Sashi Brown's draft, but they were too young. They needed to get older. They really need old. They have too young a roster. And Sashi Brown did something he was never supposed to do. He didn't know listen, he was new to this game, but I think he did a hell of a job. He really did, considering that he never really built a team before. He went out and built a real young roster, and that's really what you don't want, but he got some talented players. So I like Sashi Brown. I'm not going to lie. I like the fact they got John Dorsey. I do. Because he's not going to lose a power struggle with Hugh Jackson. And I'll guarantee you, John Dorsey already told Jimmy Haslam, we cannot keep this guy who's 1-28. You can't. And I think Jimmy Haslam realizes that his buddy's going to be fired, because John Dorsey doesn't fucking play. John Dorsey, everyone says, who'd want this Browns job? Who wouldn't? Look at all these draft picks you got to play with. You got a stud quarterback. You got stud talent. Like Dustin Fox said, this is not a zero team. This team should have 4 or 5 wins right now. They should not be sitting with no wins. That's because of coaching. Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson he doesn't even know how to coach Deshone Kizer. Think about it. Kizer's doing everything on his own. Hugh Jackson didn't do nothing to help Kizer out. Hugh Jackson's a cancer. He's trying to sabotage the kid so he can bring A.J. McCarron in. And when you want to give up 2 number 2s for A.J. McCarron, what the fuck? Thank God Sashi Brown sacrificed his job, his career, whatever, for the sake of the Browns. Because if he would have did what they wanted him to do, the Cleveland Browns would have A.J. fucking McCarron, and they'd be 2 less picks in the draft. Thank fucking God we didn't thank God he did it on purpose. He sabotaged his job on purpose so the Browns wouldn't be sabotaged by Hugh Jackson. Think about that. The GM took a fucking bullet for the team so the fucking coach wouldn't fucking sabotage the team. And the GM ain't even here no more. That's a guy you got to respect. So thank God Sashi Brown took one for the team and it cost him his job. And I guarantee you someone will hire this guy because he's a fucking beast. He is a beast. And I don't think Hugh Jackson will even be considered. He'll never get a head coaching job, but I don't even know if I'd consider him as an offensive coordinator anymore. He's fucking terrible. He's the offensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns, and the Browns' offense is horrible because Hugh Jackson still thinks he has 13-year veterans running the show, Tom Brady.